Cause ain't no black woman being submissive to no man, no matter what race you is. Cause ain't no black woman being submissive to no man, no matter what race you is.
Welcome back. The overall responsibility of men in general, especially as the way I see it, is to protect and to provide. And so there is a lot that goes into that. There's a lot that has to be thought about. There's a lot that has to be done. But in this particular video that we're about to consider, there are some things said that we need to talk about, family. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into the video and see what we can find out.
You can handle me,
right?
No, you're not.
Listen, as a woman, I'm supposed to be naturally.
Because you
gotta
handle the world, and now we gotta come home and handle a woman, bro. Like,
yeah, so why do you want something to be by yourself?
I mean, she ain't wrong. So y'all supposed to handle L attitudes or whatever come with us. So, like she said, either get right or get lost. Or, as you said, go be with somebody, another woman from another race. Cause ain't no black woman being submissive to no man, no matter what race you is. Cause ain't no black woman being submissive to no man, no matter what race you is. So it's either take me as I am, or be single and go do you. Simple. So she ain't wrong. She's definitely right. It's either handle me or not.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. But first of all, let me send a shout out to the Daily Wrap Up crew, man. If you haven't, go over and check out the content, man. They're having some real conversations over there. But now let's get to this video. I almost don't know where to start. Okay, so the conversation is about submission, right? But now, here's the thing. There was a point made by one of the brothers, and I absolutely agree with it. You've heard me say this several times. If you looked at my content, there is this notion that our sisters, black women, have to be handled. And it's a negative connotation to that particular word, to be handled. You don't necessarily hear that being said in any other groups when it comes to their women. But our sisters have to be handled. I take issue with that. I take issue. And the first reason why I take issue is because, as I always advocate, if you are a adult individual, then that means that all of the traumas and the difficulties that you have gone through in life, it's your responsibility to work through those difficulties and those traumas. And that will alleviate the necessity for someone to have to handle you. They'll be able to just interact with you like any normal human being, whatever normal is, right? And then the second thing I think that I take issue with is because of the fact that the lady who was doing a response to the segment from the Daily Wrap Up crew, she made the statement that there is no black woman that's going to give submission. There's no black woman that's going to submit. I take issue with that because I know that there are some sisters out there who are looking for good men to take the lead, and they're looking for good men that prove through their actions and through the way that they carry on their business that they are individuals who are worthy of submission. So I take issue with that statement because it's a sweeping generalization that fits what she thinks. It fits her feelings. And maybe she has run into an individual who was not worthy of submission, and so now she's jaded in regards to whether or not she will offer submission and whether or not she'll advocate that anyone else will. So there's a bit of difficulty there. And then the third thing, and it actually goes back to the beginning of the video, the brother said, having to fight with the world. And you've heard me speak on this before. It is no doubt that that's the case. Having to fight the world to gather the resources that your family needs and bring those resources in. And then when you get home, you're met with a fight on that front. And anyone who has looked at any war documentaries or been involved in war themselves, it's absolutely impossible to win a war that you're fighting on two fronts. It's absolutely impossible. If you're going to have to go out into the world and fight to get the resources that your family needs, and that's absolutely a fight nowadays. It absolutely is. It's difficult to acquire resources because of the scarcity. But then after you acquired those resources, why should you have to come home and have a fight with your significant other? And in this case, they're talking about or your girlfriend or your wife, having a fight with that individual that's almost worse than the fight that you have to do with gathering the resources out in the world. There's absolutely no way that a man can maintain the presence of mind, the clarity that he needs to make sure that his family okay if he's constantly involved in conflict. It's just not going to happen. It's not. And then she made the statement, the lady who was making the response, she made the statement that maybe an individual will want to look into finding a mate in other groups. But now here's the thing. Regardless of where you find your mate, regardless of what culture your mate comes from, I think I can speak for all men when I say that the only thing that we're looking for is cooperation. We're looking for someone who's loving and nurturing, and we're looking for someone who is able to see that we're capable of taking the lead and that they simply follow. Now, of course, all of that comes as a result of getting to know the individual that you are looking at as a potential mate. You need to take some time, invest some time in getting to know that particular person so that you'll know whether or not they're worthy of submission. If they're not worthy of submission, why put yourself in a situation where the activities that this person carries on can be damaging to you? If they're not worthy of submission, don't waste your time. But at the same token, if you're dealing with somebody that is unwilling to submit, and you have proven yourself to be an adequate and a qualified leader, then it may be necessary for you to move on as well. So I'm recommending a balance. But please be intentional about what you decide. Be intentional about who you get involved with. Because regardless of what you think at this point, whoever you choose will have a long-lasting effect on the rest of your life. So if that doesn't bring things into focus for you, I don't know what will. One choice can have long-lasting ramifications on your life. So please, choose wisely. As always, thank you for coming back. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Be easy.